Why is it so common for people to give the power over themselves to other people? Now, I'm not necessarily talking about whenever, someone like commits a crime and they go to jail and now they don't have free will, or now they can't do exactly what they want. What I'm talking about is the way people react and the way people see things. Why would you give that beautiful power over yourself to someone else? By reacting a certain way or by going for revenge. I'm currently reading a book called Meditations, written by Marcus Aurelius, and I'm sure you probably know it. It's one of the more popular philosophy books. But if you don't know, Marcus Aurelius was writing to himself. He was a Roman emperor, and he was writing to himself, and it wasn't meant for anyone else to see. It wasn't meant for any other pair of eyes. He wrote specifically just for himself, solely for the purpose of just taking notes and trying to grow himself to be a better person. So mind you, this isn't for anyone else. But reading Meditations, we constantly see him giving himself reminders like, you control your judgment, you control your reaction, you control your emotions, and you control your character. We see him tell himself this over and over again, and there's a reason. I believe how you react says so much more about your character than any other action that you can do. For you to allow external events to affect you on a deep level not only shows lack of emotional control, but it shows lack of understanding for one's true self. Because if you truly understood yourself, you wouldn't let such minuscule and such minor inconveniences, that whether from people or not, affect your life. How you live, how you choose to see the world is your life. Don't take that lightly. Your outlook on things immediately changes the value around you. Everything has a set value because it's what you give it. Why not have a more positive outlook, and why give the power to these people to mess up that outlook that you're building for yourself? There was this time, me, Luke, and another friend of ours, Brody, we're walking in this cool little old town area. It was a lot of antique shops, etc., etc. And we were walking on the sidewalk, and there was this guy and his girl just kind of standing in the middle of the sidewalk. So we walked around, didn't push him or didn't touch him, didn't come close to touching him anyway. And he goes, "Hey, you could have said excuse me." And before I had come to realize my true self, at that point in time, him going out of his way to start something, I don't know if it was to look cool in front of his girlfriend or what it was, but like small things like that would trigger me so much. It made me so mad. I would start bickering back, and luckily Luke and Brody were there, so they were like, "Oh, just ignore it." But like, if they weren't there, I would have just completely corrupted my character for something so irrelevant. Who cares what that guy said? There was so much beauty, and there was so much reason for me to be happy. Like, I had my friends with me, and we were going in antique shops and buying some stuff. Like, why would I let such a minuscule thing affect me and have that control over me? Marcus Aurelius says, "Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed, and you haven't been harmed." I know that could sound a little crazy. He's not denying the events. He's just separating the events from the judgment. Someone disrespects you, someone betrays you, someone criticizes you. That's the event. And then your mind goes to, that's humiliating, I'm weak, why would they do that? How should I respond? And that's the judgment. That's the important part. That's the part that you have control over. But so many of us allow other people to make that decision for us. The day I came to this realization, I started putting it to practice in my day-to-day life. Instantly, negative thoughts became better, and I just had so much more of a beautiful outlook on the world because I didn't allow people to have this control over me. Stop allowing your character to corrupt itself by choosing revenge. Just choose peace.